Right, so what I've done is, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do the shaping of the waist. And I just want you to take note of what I've done since we did the sleeve. Again, I've retraced my master bodice block. I've retraced it again, and I've marked in all my balance lines, as you can see. This time I actually want you to mark bust line, both sides, because this is the bust line, this is the waistline, and this is the hip. Alright, and then from there we're basically just going to follow the diagram, because that is what we need to do in order to work with the shaping instruction. And I just want you to also notice that the waist shaping, this pattern goes not only to the waist, it goes to the hip, and we're only going to use until the waist. So the pattern clearly states that the ones there's, if you notice at the waistline in the pattern instruction, there is a 1 centimeter drop from the actual waistline. So if I can just get a different color pencil really quickly, just see where it is. Yeah, let's use this. Okay, so because they want us to drop the waistline from the normal, so the dashed line is the normal waistline, and the 1 centimeter is measured from this point of the waist downwards only in the front. So because it's 1 centimeter, we're going to do 5 millimeters, and I'm going to take my measuring tape and I'm going to measure 5 millimeters down, which is there. And then I'm going to get my ruler, and from the center back line right through, I'm going to make this line as dark as possible because that is my new waist. Okay, if that is visible to you, I'm going to use just a darker pencil because it's really not that visible. I'm going to make the line like so. Right, so this line is my new waist, but I'm going to use my original waist as a balance line. So if you notice, for the shaping, we're going to use the waist from only until the waist. We're actually going to ignore this entire section from below the line that we actually just used, so we're going to mark that out. And then we're going to start with the measurements and the shaping that we are supposed to use via the pattern instruction. So the back pattern, the back balance line, the back dot that we're supposed to mark in is 3.5 centimeters wide. So obviously we have to halve that. So we say 3.5 divided by 2 is 1.7. So the finished dot needs to be 1.7. So in order to get the proper measurement, it needs to be the same measurement on either side so that the full dot can be 1.7 centimeters wide. So we are going to say 1.7 divided into 2 is 0.8. And we are going to mark on either side of this line. This is our 19 line on our basic on our basic pattern, 17-19 line. So we're going to say 0.8 on this side, 0.8 on this side, and 0.8 on the other side. And we are going to take our rulers and we are going to mark, draw in our dot as it's shown onto the new waistline that we made. Just check that, like so. So we did our back dot now. So now we're going to our side seam dot. So the one side of our side seam dot, our back side seam, which is here, is 1.5, and we are going to say 1.5 divided into 2 is 0.7, and we are going to find where 0.7 is 6.7, which is there. We're going to mark our dot in, like so. And our front side seam dot is 2.5 centimeters wide, and we're going to say 2.5 divided by 2 is 1.2 centimeters, 1.2, which is there, and we are going to mark that out, right? And what I wanted to do was, I wanted to have a bit of a gap between the end of our bust suppression dot and the beginning of our waist suppression dot. So I'm going to, from the point over here, the point of the last dot, I'm going to mark 5 millimeters, and the front waist suppression dot is 4.5 centimeters wide, which we have to divide it by 2 is 2.2. And obviously, in order to keep the dot balanced on either side, we're going to divide 2.2, and that is 1.1. So we're going to mark 1.1 on the left and 1.1 on the right. Let me just go through that again. On the diagram in the book, it says it needs to be 4.5 centimeters wide, but because this is a half scale dot, we have to half it, and that gives us 2.2 centimeters. And in order to have a perfect 2.2 centimeter wide dot, we have to half that number and say 1.1 centimeter on the side and 1.1 centimeter on that side to give us a full 2.2 centimeter dot. We measured our 5 millimeter down from the bust suppression dot. We're going to make that line. We're going to draw our dot in, like so, and like so. And that is your waist shaping. So now you can actually go and cut out your new bodice pattern. You can cut it apart. So you cut this away, you cut that away, you cut that away, and you cut around the edge like so. Let me just make sure that we're not doing this incorrectly. We are going to cut it all the way, just so you can see that we are including the new waist. We have to cut it in. I'm cutting into the dot like so, and into the dot like so, right? And we're going to remove these dot openings. Right. And then you continue to cut out your entire bodice, your new shaped bodice. Don't forget to mark them properly. Don't forget to label them what they are and what size they are. And don't forget to write your name on this pattern as well.